What's up guys, brand new iPhone in the house. This is the iPhone 15 Pro in blue titanium. And I absolutely love how this phone feels in my hands. Full review coming in a few days. I just need to spend a little more time with it in order to give you my honest opinion. So stay tuned for that. So it's been less than 24 hours since I got my new iPhone, and all I can think about is that new USB-C port. So in this video, we're going to be testing a whole bunch of gadgets and hardware to see what works and what doesn't. I'll be sharing many tips and tricks of how you can take advantage of this amazing new port on the iPhone and how it increases the usefulness of this phone. And by the end of the video, you'll wonder why Apple did not give us this much needed upgrade a lot sooner. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so starting off with a USB-C hub. So this is a standard Type-C hub. It's got a whole bunch of connectivity on there, including Ethernet and HDMI and even VGA. So we're going to plug the USB-C hub directly to the iPhone. And the first thing we're going to test is an HDMI cable. So let's plug an HDMI cable in. You can see the iPhone screen has mirrored and it's so fast, there is no lag at all. So while we're here, I do want to quickly also test Type-C display out. So that's a Type-C cable coming straight out my monitor. If we plug that in, so you can see it is also charging the phone with one cable plugged into my monitor. So super fast display out, screen mirroring, Type-C and HDMI working. So back to the USB-C hub. Okay, here I have an Ethernet cable, which I'm going to plug in now. On the iPhone, I'm just going to switch off the Wi-Fi and switch off mobile data. As you can see, Ethernet is working great with an iPhone. So that means game streaming probably just got a bit better. So that's a big advantage for all you game streamers out there, especially if you stream from your Steam collection or your PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, etc. All right, so next up, we're going to grab an SD card directly from my camera and we're going to connect it to the hub. All right, so now if we open up the Files app, you can see there Lumix has appeared. That is my SD card. And there you can see all my footage on the SD card. I could now copy all of these images and videos directly to the internal storage on my iPhone. Or if I just want to browse and view the content and view it directly on the iPhone. What about USB flash drives? So this one is a 256 gigabyte Samsung Type-C drive. It's USB 3.1. So it should be pretty nippy on the iPhone 15 Pro. So if we just plug it in and open up files, you will see it there already, Samsung USB. So basically I have some of my favorite TV shows and movies stored on this drive. So now I can copy over any of these videos or I can play them directly from the flash drive. If you want to play MKV, TS, AVI, or any other video file format, then you do need to download a media player, as the default Apple video player does not have the required codecs. So you won't be able to open any of these MKVs that you can see here. But the solution is go ahead to the App Store, download VLC Player. It's a free app. And as soon as you download it, you can then tap any movie you want to watch. It will open up VLC Player. It would take a second or two, and then the video will start playing. Now I've not copied the movie file. I'm simply running it directly off the drive. And I'll give you a quick taste.
I made what I could on the site, but I never turned you, friend.
And the impressive thing about watching movies through a drive like this one is there's no buffering issues, there's no stuttering, it's just smooth video playback, and the audio and video looks great. So you can play any movie, any format, just like you would on Android. Most welcomed feature. And the compatibility is pretty good. It's worked with more or less every drive I've connected. This is a 2-in-1 Sandisk drive. It's got a USB-A and a Type-C. So that's very convenient. It is only USB 2 speeds, but it does the job. So I've connected it, open up files. You will see the drive there, no name. And there you can see I can access all my files. Now the iPhone can detect NTFS and FAT32 drives. So basically all my hard drives, all my flash drives are being detected and they work fine. The next feature is video to external drive. This is incredible, guys, especially for content creators. You can now record pro high-res video directly to a flash drive. So you open up the camera app, you insert the flash drive, that's 128 gigs. You have to tap on ProRes HDR. It will say USB-C there, and it tells you the maximum recording time at the top. So 22 minutes I can record with a blank 128 gigabyte flash drive. That's at 4K 24 ProRes. If I change it to 4K 30, you can see the reduction, and 4K 60 only 8 minutes. You can even do 1080p at 60 frames. That gives you 35 minutes, or 30 FPS will give you 71 minutes. If you turn off ProRes, it's going to record to the internal storage. So external recordings only works when you switch on ProRes. So yes, you can record to a flash drive, which is amazing news, especially for content creators, because you guys know what happens to the storage when you're shooting a video on the iPhone. Now, to take this feature up a notch, you can also record directly to a microSD card. So if you use a USB card reader, plug a Type-C adapter in, preferably a Type-C one, then you don't need a separate adapter in front of it. USB-C active, and that's a 256 gigabyte microSD card. So at 4K 60, we can record 18 minutes of video. 4K 24, that's 46 minutes of video. And I'm perfectly happy shooting at 24 frames. Or you can shoot over 2 hours of video at 1080p 30 frames, or 73 minutes at 1080p 60. Recording to external drives or SD cards is a super plus point. Why don't we try editing videos? So bring back my USB-C hub, plug it in. Okay, we've got the HDMI plugged in, we've got the Ethernet plugged in, it doesn't really matter, I'll leave it plugged in. I'm going to connect a wireless keyboard and mouse, so that's the dongle for it. Plug that into the USB port. Here's my simple wireless keyboard and mouse. As soon as you plug it in, the keyboard is ready to use, but the mouse will not work straight away. There is something you have to do on the iPhone to make the mouse work. So on the iPhone, open up Settings, scroll down to Accessibility, tap on it, then you're tapping on Touch. And then at the top you'll see Assistive Touch, tap on that and switch it on. Once that's on, you can close the settings and the mouse you plugged in, and you're going to see a mouse cursor moving around. So the mouse you plugged in will now be working. So we just opened up a video editing app. This is LumaFusion. So you can see your timeline on the big screen. Mouse and keyboard are working great. You can edit videos directly on the iPhone while it's connected to the big screen. That is pretty awesome, guys. We can now take proper advantage of that powerful processor that's packed in the iPhone 15 Pro. And software-wise, most of you guys will know, you're spoiled for choice. There are so many good video editors that you can download, such as CapCut, Filmora, InShot, iMovie, and the list goes on. Now, what about voiceovers with an external mic? Well, that works too. So just for this test, I've got the blue mini USB mouse. You can basically use any. So plug this into the USB port and plug in your headphones so you can actually hear your recorded audio. As soon as you connect the mic to the hub, it becomes the default recording mic for the iPhone. So I'm going to select voiceover and I'm going to hit record. So this is an iPhone microphone test. We are using the blue mini USB mic on the iPhone 15 Pro, and we're going to hear what the audio sounds like. Because I haven't got a pair of headphones plugged in, I have to remove the microphone so you guys can hear the result. So let me play the audio, give you guys a taste. Here we go. So this is an iPhone microphone test. We are using the blue mini USB mic on the iPhone 15 Pro, and we're going to hear what the audio sounds like. Okay, you can also use your iPhone 15 Pro to charge other devices. So you can connect a Type-C to Lightning cable and plug that in to charge your AirPods. Not just AirPods, you could plug in your Apple Watch charger and charge your Apple Watch using the iPhone 15 Pro battery. And if that wasn't enough, you can also charge your mobile phones. So even an Android phone, you can get a Type-C to Type-C cable, plug in an Android phone, and you can see it will immediately start charging. And I'm also curious to what speed it's providing. So let's see. So it's just charging just under 5 watts. So don't expect super fast reverse charging speeds. Now, something that I'm definitely going to enjoy doing on this is big screen gaming. So we can pair up a DualShock 4 controller via Bluetooth. If you're not sure how to do this, just go to the Bluetooth settings. And basically you're pressing the home and share button. Keep it pressed until you see the light flashing. You will see DualShock 4 wireless controller, tap on it to pair, and you know it's connected when you see the light on the front. So we are now ready for some big screen gaming. Let's bring back that USB-C hub, plug it in. We've got HDMI plugged in. We've got the Ethernet still plugged in, but you don't really need to. And if it's going to be a long gaming session, there's no harm plugging USB-C power into the back of the hub. So your phone will be charging while you're enjoying your big screen gaming. So no interruptions there. Of course, I'm going to open up my favorite game, Call of Duty Mobile. So I'm playing with the controller, as you can see. All right, so let's play.
Contact with enemy! Reload cover. Target in sight. Reload cover. Bravo. Move! Sentry gun ready to deploy. Sam deployed.
USB-C control grips that were designed for Android now work with the iPhone 15 Pro. So this is one of the popular ones. This is the backbone for Android, and they also sell a separate Lightning version for the old iPhones with the Lightning connections. But now you just need to buy the Type-C version for Android, and it will work on both Android and iOS. So it's simply plug and play. You just connect your iPhone up like so. You will see the backbone button flash, press it, and it will open up the UI. And I'm going to quickly test this out again with Call of Duty Mobile being my favorite game.
Enemy contact. Enemy down. Targets in sight. Tango down.
Yeah, I won't lie, really enjoyed that with the backbone controller. Game streaming would probably be a really good option. So Stadia's gone, but we've got PlayStation Remote Play and we've got Steam Link to play our AAA PC games. So let's connect to our PlayStation 5. So that was a quick example of PlayStation Remote Play. Now we're going to test out Steam Link. If you don't want to play on a big screen, you can move over to the small screen and still enjoy your games. Now the next exciting piece of kit, which I really like, the XREAL AR Glasses. So a pair of home cinema glasses that usually connect directly to an Android phone and works great. Now these do actually work on iPhone anyway, but you have to buy a separate adapter to make it work. You can now plug this in directly to an iPhone and mirror the screen. So it will basically mirror your iPhone screen so you can play games and watch movies on the big screen. In this video, I will show you the main differences between... So you can mirror your iPhone screen and watch YouTube videos or watch Netflix on a massive screen with these AR glasses. And screen mirroring works great out of the box. Directly connect it to the iPhone and it works plug and play, no issues. But Nreal still need to release the actual iOS app, which I'm sure they're going to do now, and that will bring the other features alive. But the actual screen mirroring works great, and I'm really appreciating this feature because I absolutely love my AR glasses. So there you have it, guys. It took a long time, but Apple finally gave us the USB-C port, and as you guys just saw, it opened up many new ways to make your iPhone more useful, from watching your movie collection directly from a USB drive to recording 4K 60 ProRes HDR video directly to an external drive. It'll be interesting to see what accessories third-party manufacturers will make now. I'm especially interested in some sort of HDMI dock with lots of connectivity. I hope you found this video useful. Now, if there's anything I've not covered, anything else exciting that we can do with the USB-C port, feel free to share in the comments. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.